evening, everyone. Education opens up a path to knowledge, which in turn brings independence. On the eve of India's independence, it is with great pleasure that I, Sanskriti Srivastav, on behalf of TNI Career Counseling, welcome you all to this webinar on higher education in the field of hospitality. First, I would like to talk a little bit about TNI Career Counseling. We are a certified global admissions consultant and test prep venture for undergraduate, master's, and MBA programs in India and abroad. We also provide one-to-one counseling, keeping in mind the goals of the students as well as the parents. Our initial session focuses on understanding the aspirations of students and how they can be fulfilled in higher education. And we ensure that we work with the students throughout their entire journey. Before we proceed further, I would like to introduce you to our founder and CEO, Mr. Dhaval Mehta. He is a graduate from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and Columbia University. He is also a Pearson Certified Career Counselor and a member of the National Association of College Admissions Counseling. He is also the current president of the University of Michigan Indian Alumni Association. Next, I would like to introduce you to our core team. First, we have Mr. Kevin as the director and mentor, Ms. Kritika as the application specialist consultant, Mr. Rahul as the senior admissions outreach and applications associate, Mr. Ritik as the business development, institutional and student engagement executive, and Mr. JJ as the outreach admissions and applications associate. We at TNI are committed to having a strong network of mentors and advisors, all of whom are graduates from top universities, as you can see from this slide. I would like to highlight a few names. So first we have Mr. Nikhil Sharma, who has a bachelor's degree in hospitality from the Institute of Hotel Management, Catering and Nutrition in New Delhi. And we have Ms. Sirisha Chandana, who has a bachelor's degree in hospitality at the Institute of Hotel Management from Goa. We also have people like Mr. Chirag Bhatt and Mr. Ruchir Shah, who also have degrees from extremely high and renowned universities. Here are some of the top 100 universities that our students have been admitted to. As you can see, they range from 9 different countries, from India, USA, UK, Canada, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Singapore. I would also like to talk a little bit about some of our top students and their admissions. So first, we have Ponappa, who has a GMAT score of 760 and is currently pursuing his education from the London Business School. We have Kaustuv with a GMAT score of 750, who is currently studying at HEC Paris. And then there is Nikunj with a GRE score of 321, who is currently studying at Stanford University. Even all the other graduates have top scores, and we at TCC like to ensure that we have satisfied students and clients. Sorry about that. Next, I would like to talk about TCC's mission and value. So TCC believes in making individual impact across the spectrum of high school, college students and professionals to direct their career search, increase the success of information-based outcomes, and create future leaders. Lastly, here are the main services that TCC offers. So we provide life coach mentoring and profile building, guidance for college as well as summer school applications, test prep coaching and extracurricular support. Once a child or a student has secured admission, we help with things such as securing loans, visa arrangements, travel, and as well as foreign exchange. Now I'd like to show you all a short video about TNI Career Counseling.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to help you with your goals and aspirations to attain a top university.
Hope that you found that video insightful and gained some, more knowledge about our services. Additionally, I would like to mention a few rules for this webinar. All the participants will be on mute except for all the panelists, and their video will be off. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box, which will be moderated by Mr. Weber and will be discussed in the Q&A session at the end. Other than this, please do make sure to check out our Instagram and LinkedIn pages. We will be sending links in the chat box. And now I would like to hand over to Ritik, our Business Development Executive.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining, and thank you, Sanskriti, for a good introduction. Talking more about our services, so we are in touch with 9 countries: India, USA, Canada, UK, Hong Kong, Singapore, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. Talking specifically about our partner services, we offer assured admission if the student meets certain admission requirements, that is a certain GPA in a particular university. And we offer services like test preparation in TOEFL and IELTS, and college application guidance, study permit, visa, aptitude test, and loan, ticketing, and foreign exchange. Other than that, we also offer study permit and visa documentation, a 1 or 2 page letter of explanation, interview appointment, coordination for VFS Global, and proof of sufficient funds. In the application guidance process, we help with school list selection, resume review, SOP, LOR, shortlisting and applying universities, coordinate to make deposit for fees and housing, provide on-campus or external housing, health or insurance, which is optional, and securing loan. I'd like to mention that we are partnered with HDFC Credila, so that becomes a smooth process to offer loan to our students. We also offer TOEFL and IELTS coaching, which is 10 to 20 hours of coaching, and it offers 8 tests. Moving ahead, these are the countries that we can help with: Canada, USA, Ireland, UK, Hong Kong, India, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. So this is basically a glimpse of some of our premium partner universities in hospitality. They call them Blue Les Roches, Glion Institute of Higher Education, ECOL, ISH, and DICE. Sanskriti, I'd like to request you to play a video of Glion. Can we go to the next slide, please, Sanskriti? Thank you. So these are some of the glimpses of some of our partner universities in hospitality in the USA. So that's University of California, Oregon State University, and Washington State University. Moving ahead, we have some of the universities in UK, which is University of Surrey, Middlesex University, and Coventry University, which are considered as top universities in UK for hospitality. And these are some of our partner colleges and universities in Canada, which is Centennial College, Toronto, Algonquin College, and Okanagan College in Kelowna. And some of a glimpse of some of our partner universities across the world are Brunel University, London, National College of Ireland, University of East Anglia, University of Greenwich, and University of Sydney. So we have this table in this slide, which gives you an insight into the 9 different countries that we have connections with. So in India, USA, Canada, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, it differs on the basis of academics, quality of life, reputation of college, ROI, admission barrier, availability of jobs, research in academia, budget, scholarships, and quality and choice and quality institutions, and also visa status. So we have quality of life. So these factors are very important to consider when we choose a country. Especially when we check quality of life and availability of jobs, which shows that it's very high, it's very medium in USA compared to a country like New Zealand, which is very low. So this table um, gives us an insight into a comparison between the countries. Talking specifically about Canada, as we know that Canada has a total of 10 states in total of 10 states, Ontario being the most populous and the biggest state over there. Ontario also has the most number of Indians, followed by British Columbia and Alberta. And Canada is also considered the most popular country for immigration. Switzerland is well known for and highly reputed country in entire Europe, which has a lot of job opportunities. And Zurich is the most populous city and has the most number of Indians, followed by Geneva. Switzerland is also considered one of the most popular destination for hospitality students. Australia and New Zealand in particular has 6 states in total, and New Zealand has 6 provinces in total. Sydney is the most populous state in Australia, and Auckland, followed by Auckland in New Zealand. Melbourne and Auckland has the most number of Indians, followed by Sydney and Wellington down south. Australia is also a very popular country for post-study work plans, and New Zealand is highly valued for immigration and the standard of living. USA has total of 55 states, California being the most populous states, and New York has the most number of Indians, followed by Chicago and Washington, D.C. And USA is also the least popular country for immigration, but it has also a very high standard of living. So this is the question that always comes to our mind, that why should we study in India or abroad? So I think to lay down certain points, benefits of studying abroad is obviously higher standard of living, immigrant friendly, safety and security, a growing economy, better employment opportunities, and enhanced learning and responsibility with obviously good technology that has been prevailing in these countries. Benefits of studying in India is domestic tourism, emerging economy for the next 20 years. We have initiatives like Skill in India and Produce in India, which is boosting the economy. Fragmented so much choice of areas and entrepreneurship and food tech delivery. We have seen food tech giants like Zomato and Swiggy really having a success in our country. I would now like to call on Vaibhav to discuss more about hospitality.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Ritik. So, a little bit about myself. I am an alum of IHM Goa, and after that, I worked at Tata Starbucks as a management trainee. After which, I went to the UK to study international business management at the University of Bristol, and now I'm working as a student ambassador at TCC. So, talking about yourself, talking about the presentation. So what does hospitality entail? So I think most of you are already studying hospitality, and people who are not also. This is a basic requirement skill set which will make sure that yeah, you are actually inclined towards this area or this industry. Those are basic pointers such as attention to detail, creativity, customer oriented approach, which is extremely important, then ability to negotiate, ability to multitask, etc. So when you plan to study hospitality, there are various courseworks which are covered. So it's not only housekeeping or F&B, but it has various others such as accounting, banqueting, room inventory, etc. Sustainability, which is also another very important coursework which is being covered nowadays. Moving on, who like what if you're interested in such topics, then you might be also interested in studying hospitality, which includes culinary management, hospitality entrepreneurship, hospitality management, luxury management, global hospitality. So these are few of the courses which are covered by the top institutes in the world. Moving on, um, so now talking about culinary across the world. So we are talking about UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland. So as you all know, there are various benefits of working overseas. As a chef, basically, so there are various skills you learn. There are various expand your knowledge, professional networks, etc. New Zealand is one of the most growing economy in the world. It's very much preferred by Indians, not only Indians, but people who want to immigrate, because their laws to get PR is extremely easy. Another point is salary. So we have covered chef salary, which is around 47,000 per year, 47 Australian dollars. Also, Canada. Canada is extremely popular option for students who are planning to study abroad. So this is just a rough idea of what salary you can get or what types of culinary courses you have across the world. Next slide. So now I will be talking about bachelor's versus master's. So what's the basic difference? We know the basic difference, but actually many students are very confused that go exact should I do a bachelor's or should I do bachelor's in India and then go for master's? So the most basic one is the duration, because like you can see on the slide, BBA is 3.5 whereas MSc is 1 to 1.5. So duration makes a huge impact because the cost increases. So are you ready to spend that much? But apart from that, another important point is how you want to, like what you want to do career wise. Do you want to just stick to the hotel industry or just the four core departments? Then you might go for MSc or something like that. But if you want to understand the business part of the hotel or any outlet or anything, then I would suggest you should go for MBA, because that covers entire business, which includes accounting, HR, etc. So on the right side of the slide, I've mentioned few specializations. So these are few of them which our top institutes are offering. Next slide, please. Moving on, difference between diploma and post-grad diploma. This is another very confusing point because a few of my friends or even few people I know, they have been asking me what's the difference. So the basic difference you can say is diploma is what you can do after your 12th grade, whereas post-grad diploma is what you do after your bachelor's degree. It could be in India or outside, irrespective of that. But always there is exceptions to this. For example, advanced diploma in hospitality, which is offered at LCB, or which students do after their bachelor's as well. So these are some differences. PG diploma also is a very popular option because in India sometimes from what I have heard, people say, oh, if you're doing a diploma, it's not that worthy or it doesn't carry that much value, which is not true. Um, PG diploma, these courses are extremely popular and they are extremely recognized in Europe, in Australia, in other parts of the world. So that's the basic confusion which students have. Moving on. So the first institute which I would like to talk about is Le Cordon Bleu, and for this I have Eshna on board. She is the head who's handling Indian branch. So I think she'll talk about this institute better, and I would now suggest Eshna to take over and please take us through this institute and what it offers to all the students.
Super. Thanks so much, Vaibhav. Bonsoir to everyone. Thank you for joining in. Like Vaibhav mentioned, I'm the sales and marketing manager for the Indian region for Le Cordon Bleu. Le Cordon Bleu is possibly one of the oldest culinary institutes in the world. We've been around for nearly 125 years. And we have 35 campuses across 20 countries. So lots of options for students to choose from. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to share my screen so I can show you. Yeah, Vaibhav, I think someone has to shop. Okay. I'd just like to show you a quick video about Le Cordon Bleu, and maybe what they say in the culinary industry is you eat with your eyes first. So I think the best way to introduce Le Cordon Bleu as a brand is for you to actually see a video about it and understand what we're all about. Can you just confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, super. All right, so the reason why y'all are here is because we want y'all to find the perfect career. And I just want to show you the video about Le Cordon Bleu now. Okay. All right, slightly longish video, but I think it really encapsulates what Le Cordon Bleu is all about. So as you could see, we are not only a culinary institute, we're also a hospitality institute. And like I mentioned, we have a plethora of options for students to choose from. So we're going to talk about Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and UK, because that is the presence for TNI as well. We have diploma courses. Now, these are the courses for culinary management programs. Again, there's two specializations here. You can either choose to specialize in cuisine, which is a hot kitchen, or you could also choose to be working in patisserie, which is a pastry kitchen. For some of you who are super ambitious and would love a combination of both, we have something known as the Le Grand Diplôme, which is a combination of the two, and it's a passport for success in the culinary industry. Now, this is a standard program or a foundation program of ours, which is pretty much the same across all countries. It's known as the BIS, or the Basic, Intermediate, and Superior Certificates. And that is the common foundation that all culinary programs are based on. Depending on the country that you're looking at, the duration might change and things will probably get added on, such as an internship or even F&B business components. But by and large, if you're looking at culinary programs, a diplôme de cuisine or diplôme de pâtisserie is what you should be looking at. Now, for those students who are interested in hospitality management, we have bachelor programs and also master's programs. We have an MBA that's starting next year, so our very first batch. However, that's in Paris only. But there's a lot of options for students to choose from. Given the situation we're all in at the moment, we also have online commencement for the hospitality programs. Students can also choose from a various bunch of courses that we offer online. Now, these are in the F&B ancillary industry. So things like gastronomy and nutrition. If you're looking at things that are more innovative, like plant-based cuisines. So the idea is, like I mentioned, although we may be 125 years old, we value our history quite a lot, but we also have our eyes set firmly on the future. And that means keeping up with the trends and also instilling that in all of our students. One of the first things we saw at the start of the presentation was the benefits of actually wanting to study abroad or going there. And it was smaller cohorts. And that's exactly what you get with Le Cordon Bleu. So our student to teacher ratio is 16:1. So there's a lot of personalized attention that is given to students. Apart from which, I'd just like to quickly touch upon the entry requirements. So obviously the specifics will vary depending on the country you're looking at and the programs you're looking at. But by and large, we need you to be a minimum of 18 years of age. We'll need an English proficiency exam. Again, it depends. So if you're looking at Australia, it would be IELTS academic, but for UK, it becomes IELTS for UKVI. We would require your mark sheets, passing certificates. The minimum requirement is 60%. And that is what you should have scored in your 12th if you're looking at our culinary programs or even the bachelor's. And if you're looking at a master's, then you should have scored a 60% in your grad school. Those are by and large the entry requirements. And yeah, I hope, I'm just going to quickly show you all the next slide. Just give me a second. All right. Sorry, this is what I wanted to conclude with, but I'm having some snafu with the laptop. So yeah, a job isn't just a job, it's who you are. And we hope that you will find a program or you will find a course that's extremely relevant for you and that helps, that helps you pursue your passion. And we'd be happy to assist you with that along with TNI, who'd obviously be there guiding you through the entire process. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to hang around for a little bit. If any of you have any questions, please do write them in the chat box and I'll be happy to assist you.
Thank you so much, Ashna. Thank you for that presentation.
Thank you.
So moving on to the next university. So this is La Roche. La Roche is one of the most famous and most reputed universities around the world. It has 3 campuses, Switzerland, Spain, and China. Switzerland being the most popular one amongst not only Indians, but any international student. So like mentioned, international students have great job opportunities not only across Europe but other parts of the world as well, because of the reputation and world ranking. Uh, One of the USPs of this university is that they not only blend Swiss hospitality education, which is very traditional and very well known, very well reputed, but they try to add new modern techniques to it so that it can be engaging for everyone. Moving on, admission requirements. So for admission requirements, it's most so as you can see, they need English proficiency test. It can be IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE, minimum level of education and minimum GPA. So this is the basic requirement. If you're looking for some scholarship and all, such as merit-based scholarship, they'll obviously require they want students who are excellent in academics. So if you're one of that, you might get a very good merit scholarship as well. There are various courses which are offered at La Roche. Few of them are extremely popular, such as the International Hotel Management, BBA in Hospitality Management, and Global Hospitality Management. These are courses which are extremely popular, and they see a lot of Asians, a lot of Indians going for this course. We, if I'm not sure if you have attended our previous webinar, but we had someone who was a recent graduate, and he told us about his experience, and he was quite happy with that. I was speaking to one of the heads at La Roche, and they have come up with a really interesting program for students, like for students who really wanted to study but couldn't because of this COVID-19. So they have started with this online program, which is starting in some mid-October. It goes on until December, and it comprises of everything that you will do in first semester. So they almost it's specifically for BBA. So they have almost 4 semesters, and one will be done online. So once you finish that course in October, sorry, once you finish it in December, you can directly go to Switzerland to study remaining semesters there in February or something like that. Uh, so which is very good because there are many students who wanted to go and they couldn't go, so they can really opt for this. And not only that, but they have also given another offer that if you choose if you think that this online course wasn't useful for you, they're happy to transfer you to the March batch. So whatever you studied in online, you can practically study in March as well. So that's very beneficial, because sometimes online courses are not very beneficial because they can't be like, there's a difference between online and practical classes. So you can even do that. If you don't find it comfortable, you can go in the March intake as well. um, Talking about fees and living costs, as you know, it's Switzerland, so the living cost is a bit high. Fees, it's in a range because different courses offer different fees. That's why I've put a range from 18 to 94. It can go from minimum 18 to 94. As I mentioned earlier, they're offering merit-based scholarship up to 20%. So if you're really good at studies, it could be any background. You might consider, you will get a merit-based scholarship depending on their availability. Next slide, please. So yes, moving on to the Glion Institute. Glion Institute is one of the top 10 hospitality institutes in the world. It has two campuses, Switzerland and London. Again, Switzerland being the most popular one. Yeah, they also have very unique courses such as luxury management and business courses. So this luxury tourism is something I think which they have, which is their USP, because not many institutes offer that, but it's also a niche market which you can explore, because that you can obviously excel in that, and you can cater to those luxury hotels or luxury hotels or hospitality outlets. Talking about the admission requirements, they are similar to what I said for La Roche. There's nothing different. Obviously, if we go into specifics, then obviously it will make difference, but these are the general ones. Fees and scholarship, again, it's the same. Living cost is almost the same. Talking about scholarship, so they are currently offering 35% scholarship for fall 2020. As you know, for the COVID situation, they are offering this. I think this is an excellent option as well, because currently it's extremely difficult to get jobs, especially in hospitality industry. You all know how bad hospitality industry is, and as many experts have said, it might take almost around 1 year or maybe 1.5 year to get back to normal. So in that time, if you study, and imagine if you graduate from one of these universities, it will make much more difference, and you will have so many more options. We'll talk about that in detail later, but can you please move on to the next one? Yes, Ecole Ducasse. So Ecole Ducasse is very popular for its culinary courses. So yes, so this is based in France. They have two campuses. Paris is the most preferred one because multicultural, and because if you can only speak English, then Paris is the best option for you. Um, they are very well known for their culinary and patisserie courses. Again, admission requirements are similar to other institutes. Coming out to the course option, so they have two course options. One is culinary arts and one is French patisserie. So both are 4 years semester, 4 academic semesters and 2 internships. The difference is the first one is taught in English, and the another one is English and French. Although many students prefer the first one, because then if you do the French patisserie, then you are very restricted to only patisserie. You can't explore any other department within kitchen also. Whereas if you do culinary arts, you will learn commercial kitchen as well, plus patisserie, and that according to me is a great option for you if you look for long term. Fees and scholarship, again keeping in mind France, the fees and scholarship uh, are a little bit high. Living cost is less, but it is that is not specific to the each campuses. It may vary from different campuses. Before moving on, I just wanted to say that I know, like, I've been in that situation, and I know many students are really confused about which course to do or what to study, and that's why we here at TCC have tried to compile the best institute. Even if you do your own research, you know that La Roche, Glion are top 10, top 3 institutes in the world. LCB is very well reputed for culinary arts. So being in that situation, I can completely understand. But here I have tried to compile all the best institutes for you so that it's much easier for you to choose. And for any, like, if you want to do further studies or something like that. Moving on, moving to the next slide, I think this is Indian School of Hospitality, Gurgaon. So I there were few students who came to me asking that they don't want to go abroad for all 4 years, or they don't want to go abroad at all, because why not? India is such an amazing country to study as well. So for that reason, we have come down to two universities, two colleges which are extremely popular for their courses. One is Indian School of Hospitality. It has a tie-up with École Hôtelière Switzerland, and also they have affiliation with Gurgaon University. So one of the USPs of this university is that they only have 20 to 25 students. So when you have such a small cohort, it becomes it becomes very easy to study, and it is very focused. Talking about their courses, so they have this various courses. The first one, for the first two ones being the most common ones, BBA and BA, because they offer 1 year studying in Switzerland. So you don't have to pay any extra cost because they have tie up with that university in Switzerland, and you can just go and study, get experience there, and maybe eventually land a job there. So that is very nice, because you can get as they say, best of both worlds. You can even study in India plus there, and getting exposure in Switzerland is, I think, very beneficial. Talking about the fees, so it's around 6 lakhs per year, and plus residence cost, as you know. It depends, if you live in Delhi or somewhere, then obviously you don't have to, it doesn't apply to you, but it depends from people to people. The next institute is DICE. So this is based out in Lower Parel, Mumbai. This also has a tie-up with the same university, and they have a cohort of 30 students, which is again very beneficial, because they in that you can really focus. The teacher can easily focus on every student. Um, Talking about their programs, so they only have one main program, that is UG program, called as hospitality management. So they have 3+1 as well as 2+2. So in 3+1, you can study in India, like Mumbai, for 3 years, and for 1 year you can go to Switzerland. They have also come up with another program which is 2+2. So you can study in Mumbai for 2 years, and then you can study 2 years abroad in one of their partner universities. So they have even partnered with various universities around the world, so you can study there. And maybe 2, but that depends on merit. So if you perform well for those 2 years, they'll definitely try for you to go in, those remaining 2 years you can do in some another country, which is also a great option, because getting exposure from both the countries is extremely beneficial, and it will like broaden your understanding about not only this industry, about living, and about and how does hospitality work in general. Moving on, types of placement opportunities. Again, this is a very common slide, not specific. It depends actually on what you study, on what course you take. So we have broadly classified into 3 categories: hotel management, culinary, and business management. Hotel management, from the name, it works around a hotel and jobs which you can get around hotel. So it could be rooms division, it could be guest relation, it could be F&B. Culinary, as you know, it could be chef de cuisine, it could be catering chef, sous chef, and eventually you will become a head chef. And I know one of the students who went from TCC, they studied at LCB, and now they have opened their own outlet. So they studied specifically culinary arts, but now they have opened their own restaurant. So you obviously you can. It's not that if you study culinary, you just have to work in kitchen, but you can definitely open your own bakery, or you can open your own restaurant as well. Business and management, again, if you study something like BBA or MBA, it will cover aspects like human resources, revenue, sales and marketing, which are extremely important when you are trying to build your own restaurant, or or try to do your own business. So these positions also you can get. So when you graduate from, for example, LCB or La Roche, after doing their MBA, you can get one of these jobs, and after getting few years of experience, you can open your own restaurant or something like that, if that's your goal. Everyone's goal is different, so it depends on each and every person. Moving on. Yes. Now I would request Ritik to take over this presentation, please.
Thank you, Weber, for the information. So I think now for this question, which a lot of people have in mind as why TNI career counseling, I think this slide has the answer to that, is that we have been in the field of education since 2012, and also through our alumni network and our institutional outreach, and also our global presence, our connections with 9 countries, we have a big global presence. And we have a team members who have graduated from top universities, and also we have in-depth knowledge of education and admission process in each country through guiding over 1,000 clients successfully. Also, after that, we have successfully aided students in getting a total of $1 million plus of financial assistance to study at an institution of their choice. Also, we think that we're pioneers in moving to online information and learning platforms for students, which has become a big interest right now in this pandemic. Next slide, please. So this slide basically tells you about the tutors that we have on board for entrance test preparation. So we have 20 plus tutors. So some of them are Parth, Asfari, Osama, and Shantanu. Osama being that he's been with us for 3 years, and he's from IIT. He's done his BTech. And Shantanu was a PhD grad from MSU. And they help in preparing GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, ACT, and SAT 1 and 2. We're also certified partners with trainers for ETS, TOEFL, and IELTS. Our group and one-on-one tutoring includes 10 to 15 hours one-on-one or group tutor training, 10 hours of revision sessions, and 8 to 10 practice tests. Moving on, other than IELTS and TOEFL, we also offer Duolingo English test, which is accepted by 2,000 plus institutions. This is an online test, and the duration is 60 minutes. It costs rupees 2,500. It can be taken anywhere, anytime, subject to technical requirements and test environment. The scored on a scale of 10 to 160, and the minimum marks required is 125. This also has 4 components, that's reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills. I think this is growing because of the pandemic, because it offers online access, and all you need for this is your passport, driver's or license, or government ID, a quiet, well-lit room, a reliable internet connection, and a computer. We're also certified partners with Casita, which is a student housing organization, which offers high quality purpose-built student accommodation and student community across 9 countries, including India, US, India, UK, Australia, USA, New Zealand, Singapore, Ireland, South Korea, UAE, and Canada. So I think one thing that we love at TCC is to offer stories and to hear about stories, and also to revolve these stories around that we have had with our clients and students. So this is Vaibhav, who's already been in institute, who went to who did his master's at the University of Bristol. So he was doing his graduation at IHM Goa when he came to us, and he was advised by the TCC team to continue his application to masters in management. We helped him review his online application, we assessed his strengths, weaknesses, and structure of story that represents his achievements and future goals. We provided him IELTS strategy and prep advice, which led him to score a very good score of 8. He was also enrolled for Trinity Communication Skills grade 7. In Jan 2018, he was accepted by University of Bristol for MSc Management International Business. Next slide, please. Moving ahead, we also have another success story of Yashika Singh, who went to do her postgraduate in Centennial College, which is in Canada, and she did her hospitality management over there. So her timeline starts from 2015, when she completed her BCom in international business with a very good CGPA of 7.2. And then in 2017, she finished her MSc in hospitality and tourism management. From 2017 to 18, she was a revenue associate at Westin Hotels, and we helped her give her IELTS, which she got a very good score of 7. And now she's graduated this year, and in 2018 she was accepted by Centennial College Progress Campus in Toronto for PG Diploma in Bakery and Pastry Arts Management. So this is a checklist for application for bachelor's, master's, and MBA. Each university will have their own application forms online, which we can help you fill or even complete on our back end. For fall and winter, we are seeing application fee waiver and some scholarship options, which is applicable if we apply before August, September 30 to get advantage of these. Some of the checklist is basically starts with check deadlines and plan taking tests accordingly. Talk to your teachers, which is very important, and for recommendations, and only choose teachers you know which will provide excellent recommendations. Your SOP and other supplementary essays should be an honest reflection of you and your abilities, and recommendations should support them. Writing essay is an iterative process to start in July and complete by early deadline. Check your entire application before submission, and talk to current MS MBA candidates or a counselor to discuss this process if you're unsure. I guess everyone is a bit worried about when the borders are opening up across these 9 countries and across the world. So we have these 2 slides which tells us a bit about the COVID-19 update for countries. So first is USA. So air bubble arrangements have been made between India and USA, especially between American Airlines and Air India. As of now, international students have an option to request a temporary absence or take classes online. And US is offering international students to take online classes, but it has no update of physical classes yet. Canada has stepped ahead and given an update on its borders, is that IRCC will prioritize the processing of study permits for the students with an online study permit application. A temporary 2-stage approval process has been introduced for students who cannot complete their application. And students who are pursuing the degree online will also be eligible for the post-graduation work permit if they have submitted a study permit application and have completed at least 50% of the degree in Canada. On the other hand, UK does not impose international travel restriction, but it requires entrants from most countries, including China and India, to self-isolate for 14 days, which is the case in most of the countries. And international students will remain eligible for post-study work rights at the end of the degree course, even if they have to begin 2021 academic year online from abroad. France, on the other hand, has been declared, some of its part has been declared as green zone, while the overseas territories of French Guiana and will remain the orange alert level. The French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs has invited international students who need to travel to France for study purposes to do starting from July. The Swiss Federal Council in Switzerland has decided to further relax entry restrictions, and also has introduced a coronavirus pandemic plan to start removing the restrictions. In Australia and New Zealand, especially Australia, it has had made a plan to allow 350 international students to be flown into Canberra, which is the capital of Australia. Post-study work visas will be applicable to students studying online as well as in Australia. And in New Zealand, there has been no definite answer for borders to borders to reopen for international students, but a recovery plan is or in September. A safety plan is in place, which also requires a 14-day quarantine. Moving ahead, this slide talks about the webinar that we had last week on hospitality, which had more than 250 plus registration from 15 plus cities, and we had 12 panelists from groups like we industry experts, students, alumni, and we had 3 institutions. And also, which was basically we had a conversation on impact of COVID-19 on the hospitality industry and the road ahead, and also the expert advice about career opportunities and networking. This slide is more, will tell you more about some of our students with top scores and admits in the UG programs. So we have Ronit, who got a $60,000 scholarship and an SAT score of 1480 and TOEFL of 111, and Riganka, who had an SAT score of 1470 by 760. So these are some of our also success stories that we have from the 1,000 satisfied clients that we have been with. This slide is more about the aptitude test that we offer initially before the counseling session. So this allows us to basically evaluate the logical ability, verbal ability, numerical ability of the student. So we are better able to guide them. So it's a 30-page report, which will allow you to explore different career areas and shortlist colleges accordingly. Enrolling for our partner services, which includes test preparation for TOEFL, IELTS, college application guidance, study permit visa, aptitude test, ticketing and loan option, and foreign exchange. We highly suggest UG students to start planning early. Next slide, this slide will tell you more about our fees options that we have at TCC. University application guidance, which is consultation, resume review, shortlisting and applying to 3 colleges, SOP, LOR review, and also provide on-campus or external housing, health insurance, which is optional, and securing loan, which cost about rupees 20,000 plus GST. Scholarship application, if the student is applicable for this, 2 LORs, 1 motivational letter, and resume for rupees 20,000 plus GST. IELTS, TOEFL, and PTE coaching, which includes 10 to 20 hours coaching, 8 tests in a group of 4, which is for rupees 20,000. Visa study permit, documentation, 1 to 2 page letter of explanation, interview appointment, coordination with the visa office, which costs rupees 10,000 plus GST. And the aptitude test, which I talked in the last slide, which takes about 25 to 30 minutes, helps in review and analyze for elective area and college shortlisting, which costs rupees 2,500. I'd now like to call on JJ to continue with the question and answer session.
Hi, thank you so much, Ritik, for sharing us really valuable information. And right now we're starting with a question and answers round. So I don't see any questions. So in the meantime, while we have the questions up in the chat box, may I request Eshna to highlight us on the online courses.
Sure. In fact, I just sent this across as a message. So Le Cordon Bleu Australia offers bachelor's and master's programs in hospitality management. Now, much like all the other universities, the feedback that we've received is students were extremely keen, but with the border restrictions in place, it's impossible for them to actually fly out. So what we've done is we've taken the subjects that you would have been studying as part of your bachelor or master's program, and we've converted them into certificates. Now, these are undergrad certificates, which would be relevant if you're looking at a bachelor's degree, and graduate certificates if you're looking at pursuing your master's degree. Each certificate comprises of 4 subjects, and these certificates are now being offered online. So what that basically means is you can choose to commence your program or your studies online, and eventually when the borders open up, this will act as a pathway to your studies in Australia. So you will not have to repeat the subjects that you've already successfully completed online. For the graduate and undergraduate certificates, for the time being, we're offering a 50% scholarship. So if any of you have questions regarding that, I'd be happy to answer those as well.
Thank you so much, Rishna.
Sure.
And so right now, we don't have any questions yet, but however, we'd be more than happy if you have any questions later. You can always put up in the chat box, or you can always contact any one of us.
Hi, Jajay. I've been getting few questions on my personal chat, so I would like to address them.
Of
Some of them are quite interesting.
course.
Firstly, someone has asked me that he or she wants to become like is very interested in mixology. So to answer that, it's a very specific course. So when you say about mixology, you have to stick to only one department, not even one department, but one specific role. To go ahead, if you think of long-term growth, it will restrict you a lot. People generally do mixology courses as a hobby, not even a hobby, but not as a complete course. You will get a lot of. There's a very well-known institute called European Bartender School. They're extremely popular. They have branches all over the world. But I would again say that think long term. If you think long term, it's very difficult to. It's like you become a mixologist now. What next? You might become head bartender. What next? So you should really think long term. Secondly, coming to the next question, people have been asking me that why do you think people will go now during this pandemic? Is this a good time? No one is thinking about post graduation or no one is thinking about studying. To answer that, I honestly feel that this is the best time. As you can say, getting jobs in this market is extremely difficult, and if someone is smart enough, then they'll utilize this time and study. And when the market is completely open, not only in India but across the world, they will have a proper degree from one of the prestigious institute, and they will have much more opportunities rather than waiting now, struggling for a job or struggling for a degree. I know there are a lot of other factors which comes into play, such as money or everything else, money being the most important. I know, but then if you think of long term, because end of the day when you choose a career, all you think is long term. So it's extremely important that now if you utilize this time now, instead of struggling for looking for a job or thinking about financial problems, you don't think long term, because tomorrow when you will graduate from that institute, it will be you will get higher chances of getting employed compared to your peers or your friends, your batchmates, etc. Third question has been asked by someone saying that he or she wants to work at the tourism ministry of India, something related to that. Answering to that, again, that's a very specific question. And from what knowledge I have about that, you can obviously pursue something like that. Like I myself I'm an IHM graduate, so I know I have a friend, or I have one of my teachers who chose to start. She's now working at with the tourism ministry. But again, you need to. There's a completely different path for that. You need to give those specific exams and then pursue that. And currently everything is all those exams are closed, so maybe there's nothing operating in that field as of now. I'm also checking for few other questions. If anyone have and if anyone has any questions, do let me know, or you can ask any.
Sorry to interrupt you, Vaibhav, but I have another question on my
Sure,
personal
sure.
chat. So it's from Sohini. She says that is there any other scope if I go into the tourism ministry, and will I get any government jobs, or is hotel would be? I mean, would hotel industry would be more preferable or not? So I think that if I think this question has quite a few answers to that. So if what I would say is that, you know, if you are planning for to open up a hotel or a side business later on in life, then I think that you can always opt for tourism, because tourism is also up and coming. And if you're planning to to look for growth, maybe in the near future, to grow from one designation to another, I think that it's more that you can always stick up to hotels, because there's a lot of growth. I know that from experience, I know that the growth is really slow, but once you reach there, I think your life is set. So that's all that I can say as of now.
I've got another question. Maybe this could be the last one because it's already 3 minutes past 7. Talking about this, someone has asked me, what about UK and Canada? Whoever has asked this, extremely good, very nice question, very relevant. Talking about firstly UK has been being an immensely popular choice after the post-study work visa scheme which the government has started, although there is not much clarification given from the government. But talking about that, that's a very good deal. But if you want to study further in hospitality, you might consider Europe rather than UK. Firstly, because Europe has you get access to so many other countries. Secondly, Europe is known for their hospitality courses. They are known for those Swiss education models, whereas UK is more known for their financial courses, management, business courses. I'm not saying they don't have good options. We at TCC also have various options for studying hospitality in the UK. So it's a matter of choice, and it's a great opportunity if you want to get the post-study work visa. But they also have a criteria for that, so we have to keep that in mind. Secondly, coming to Canada, Canada has been utmost favorite option of everyone in terms of immigration, because we all know uh, the immigration policies are very nice there, and Canada has been very welcoming towards immigrants, specifically from India or Asia, I would say. So there are very good colleges such as Fanshawe, George Brown College. George Brown College is extremely popular, and it's very reputed in Canada. So yes, Canada is also a very good option to study masters. You can even consider that if you're thinking of long term, you get 2 years work visa. Eventually, you get sponsored by some company, and then you might get a PR, and then you're set, I think. But yes, Canada is also a very good option. Now, I think I would now ask Jai Jai to take over and conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav. I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry. My name is Jayathan Graduate, and I passed out from Institute of Advanced Management, Guwahati. And I have a total experience of 2.5 years, and I've worked with the Oberoi Group for a while, and then Marriott International. And I recently joined TNI Career Counseling as an outreach applications and admissions associate, and it has been sorry, and it has been quite a humble experience for me to join the team, having to work with so many different people. And so I won't take much of the time, but I would like to conclude by, first of all, thanking everyone who has participated this evening. Thank you so much for your participation. And also, I would like to thank Ishna for giving us a glimpse of LCB. And I hope that the participants would be very interested to join LCB soon. We got a glimpse of the video itself.
Thank you.
So,
Here's hoping.
my pleasure. And then also, I would like to thank my team members, Vaibhav, Ritik, we have Rahul, and Sanskriti as well, who has been working tirelessly for the past few days just to make sure that everything is in order. And of course, special thanks to Mr. Dhaval Mehta, who's the CEO and founder of TNI Career Counseling. Without him, I don't think this webinar would have come into form. He's been running behind us, to be honest. So thank you so much, Mr. Dhaval Mehta. And also, I have a small message for all the students out there that, you know, due to the uncertainty right now with the current situation going on worldwide, many people, as we all know, have lost their jobs, and education is also disrupted. But what I would say is that, you know, your dreams are bigger than anything. Do not let, you know, whatever comes in your way right now stop you from dreaming big. So thank you so much. And may I request Sanskriti to play a video on a short video before we wrapped up the session. Thank you so much.
TNI
Arun. Think admissions, think TCC. Hi, we're a global admissions consultant, test prep venture spanning over undergraduate, masters, and MBA students. We are an 8-year-old venture and have impacted over 1,000 students. From the moment a student walks in for the initial counseling session with a senior counselor like Mr. Dhaval Mehta, to after they set off to their dream university, we take complete charge of fulfilling their dreams. Our leadership team consists of passionate experts and mentors with over 15 years of experience. Dhaval Mehta, our CEO and founder, is an expert career counselor with more than 17 years of experience. He's a NACAC member as well as a Pearson certified counselor. He's also an alumnus of University of Michigan Ann Arbor and Columbia University.
I've experienced this journey as a high school, college student, and professional over the course of my life. Keeping this in mind, I have reached out to my personal network of mentors and advisors who have been kind and willing to be part of this venture to help candidates achieve their goals and admission to.
Hi, sorry, we will just be adding the link to the video in the chat box and you all can take a look on your own time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanskriti. And also, I would like to end up by saying that we have our Instagram page. So if you would like to know more about TNI Career Counseling and maybe future events or any announcement and news, please follow our Instagram page, TNI Career Counseling. Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best and happy Independence Day in advance. Thank you.